Unconditional love. That is the goal. But why is it that when we decide to love somebody unconditionally, they tend to leave us, or they tend to completely undermine us no matter how much we give them, no matter how much love, comprehension, sensitivity, sex? It doesn't matter what we do, we always feel like we come up short in our relationships, and hence it causes us for us to close up a bit, right? So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the difference between conditional love and unconditional love and self-respect, because all three are intertwined. All right, guys, sit back, relax, and stay tuned. All right, so what do we know about unconditional love? Unconditional love is to love freely, to love and not expect anything in return. That comes from putting yourself out there. That comes from being vulnerable. That comes from saying I love you first, asking the person out first, telling the person how you feel at all times, being sincere. The one thing that a lot of people have a very hard time being is sincere. Tell people how you really feel, right? We have such a hard time with that because we carry a very, very strong sense of rejection. And that strong sense of rejection is disapproval. And this is where conditional love comes in, which is being disapproved by your caretakers, your early caretakers, your teachers, your friends when you were younger. And so we hold ourselves, we hold our love, and we do not love people and let them know how we truly feel. And so it becomes a guessing game, right? Of, how this person feels, how do I approach this person, how do I treat this person, when it can actually just be natural, just be yourself. I see this all the time, like, oh, be yourself, just be real, be yourself. That's the hardest thing you could ever do. Because since we are very little, since we're young, we're being told, don't do this, don't do that, don't be yourself, don't smile, shut up, do it this way, don't do it that way, right? Since we are born, the number one word that we hear is no. And so we have that programming in the back of our minds that we're always going to hear no. Okay, so that is part of the unconditional, conditional love saga, right? So let's go a little bit further. So what happens when we actually try to be ourselves? What happens when we actually try to love unconditionally, right? We give, and unfortunately we don't get that back in return. This is where we fall ourselves short because we think that other people are gonna give us what we give. We have what is called the subconscious mind. Haha. Your subconscious mind is what's really running the show, guys. That is where the actions come in. Your conscious mind is what is thinking about what the next move is going to be, but the actions come from your subconscious mind. So if you say that you really want to be with somebody, but you've been single for 5, 6, 8 years, that means that you don't want to be with somebody because your actions are really running the show. And so when we decide that we want to be unconditional, we normally start to give and give and give. And what happens is that we run out of energy and we're expecting something back without even realizing we're expecting something back. And that is conditional. That is not unconditional, because not expecting anything back becomes unconditional. This is where the gray line comes in, because there's always a gray line. Nothing in this world is black and white. Yes, we live in a world of polarities. So when you give a lot, this is what's going to happen. You're going to attract takers, because you're giving. For every giver, there's a taker. This is the part where we all get fucked up, because you have to have some self-respect. And self-respect comes from having boundaries. How much do I want to give? I find it kind of funny because this is a scientific fact that the most compassionate people in the world, the people that can feel the most for others, are the ones that have the healthiest boundaries. Which means they're the ones that know exactly when to give and when not to give, especially because they feel that compassion from somebody else. And this is all based on healthy boundaries and self-respect. How much is too much? And so I want to give you guys a really awesome tip. And this is a tip that is not going to, I really hope that this will change your world in one day, but this is a practice tip, because everything in life is a rhythm, therefore is a practice. And so the best tip that I can give you guys when it comes to attracting people that are going to be unconditional with you, which means are going to accept you fully for who you are and also give love to you unconditionally, it really comes from you. It really comes from you. You have to give yourself love unconditionally. And you have to know when to give love unconditionally. So, what does it mean to give yourself love unconditionally? Honestly, what it really means is stop judging yourself. Stop putting yourself down. Stop thinking that you're not good enough. Stop thinking that you're ugly. Stop thinking that it's too hard. Stop beating yourself up for when you made mistakes. There are no mistakes in this universe. There are just learning paths. When we stop parenting ourselves in a very unhealthy way, because that's what it is. All this shit that you're doing really comes from parenting. It comes from having a parent that was too hard on you, having teachers that did not understand you, and then what happens is that it becomes a program in the back of your mind, your subconscious mind, and that program is running the show now. Your parents are gone, your teachers are gone, now you're a grown-ass man, you're a grown-ass woman, and you're beating yourself up because you can't get it together. What is there to get together? You're learning, you're manifesting. Think of it this way. I remember a long time ago, I had a realization. Whenever I would fuck up, whatever it was, whether it was putting myself out there, whether it was, well, my problem was that I wouldn't put myself out there. So making videos like this or just being vulnerable with somebody that I really liked, I wouldn't do that, right? So then I would come home and I would beat myself up, and I noticed that after I would have the rant with myself, I did not feel any better. The moment that I started to tell myself, the moment that I would do some sort of fuck up, and I actually started to tell myself nice things like, you know what, it's okay. You know what, you tried your best. You know what, even if it doesn't feel like you tried your best, you still did it, or better luck next time, or you know what, I feel your pain. This is the most important one. I feel your pain. We're so afraid to feel our pain because we feel like it's never gonna go away. It is gonna go away, but until you actually recognize yourself and whatever pain you're carrying, it's not gonna go away. You're gonna keep suppressing it, and then you're gonna keep attracting people that are gonna take your energy for it, right? When I became more compassionate with myself, I was able to see much better, to have a clear picture of who is compassionate with me, who is taking my energy. Because honey, I value myself now. You realize how much your time is valuable, how much your words are valuable, how much your actions are valuable. And the people that do not value that, the people that are here just to take, now all of a sudden you have better boundaries and say, I don't want this energy around me. I love you, but I don't want this around me. And that is where true unconditional love comes from. If you're caught in a relationship and you feel like your partner does everything wrong, you need to cut that shit. You need to cut that shit. Because the truth is that you're not seeing the beauty that your partner has to bring. And you're going to have to evaluate yourself into what it is that you really want in a relationship. And if you really feel like your partner does everything wrong, the one that feels not good enough is really you. And you're mirroring that back to your partner. You're going to have to find the things that your partner does bring to the table. As well as the other person that feels completely unappreciated, you're going to have to value yourself more and evaluate the relationship as, is this person ever really going to see my worth? Is this person ever really going to change and appreciate? And that also gives you a chance for you to not do your power play. Because the truth is that it becomes a pattern that we don't even notice. And the biggest thing is, the best thing that you can do is recognize that within yourself. Apologize to yourself, but also to your partner if you want to continue being with your partner. And if you feel like you really can't love your partner because of whatever quality they have, whether it is that they have an addiction or a bad habit, then you have to take the steps necessary to understand that this is just not something that you want within a partner. And you have to have the courage enough to move on. This is today's video. I hope this kind of awakened you a little bit more. And leave me a comment, like, and share the knowledge. You know where to catch me, guys. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye.